Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today is day 2 of Revenge Horror Movie Week here on this channel, and today we are talking about the movie that is appropriately named for this week, and that is Revenge from 2017. This one you can find on Shudder, and this is coincidentally our second horror movie in my movie series, my movie week series, starring Matilda Lutz. And the first time that we did see her was in a classic horror story back in Cult Horror Movie Week in February. This movie was absolutely brutal, and we've got a lot to unpack here with some themes. And like I've said a million times about this movie, you really have to suspend your disbelief because some things just seem like they shouldn't happen and it just doesn't seem real. It's not real. So let's quickly talk about the synopsis, and then we'll talk about some facts, and then we'll get into a quick plot summary. If you enjoy this video, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Subscribe for more if you are enjoying the themed horror movie week. Stick around because it is Disturbing Horror Movie Week next month, and I'm quite excited to get into that one.
To avoid fainting, keep repeating. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie. Take as much as you can.
Jen and her wealthy boyfriend are enjoying a romantic getaway until his two sleazy friends show up. Tensions rise and the situation intensifies. Jen is brutalized and left for dead. Unfortunately for her attackers, she survives and begins a quest for bloody revenge. And there is a specific scene I will get into that it haunts me whenever I think about it, and I will let you guys know why. But oh my gosh, it was brutal. So one thing I love about this movie is there was so much fake blood used that the prop team ran out of fake blood and had to keep kind of refilling their supply as they were going because there was a lot. Some inspirations for this movie are Wild at Heart from 1990, Drive from 2011, Under the Skin from 2013, and all the films of David Cronenberg, and we are sluts for David Cronenberg in this house, so that was really nice to see. The score for this movie was partially inspired by John Carpenter. Jen, the main character, played by Matilda Lutz, has no speaking lines further than 26 minutes in the film. She stops talking and just uses her actions louder than words. Jen drops and shatters a glass when she first sees Stan, the man who assaults her, and she barely misses, walking right through the glass, foreshadowing for the brutal foot dissection. And let me tell you, this scene had me wincing and I couldn't look directly at the television because there are certain things that I just can't handle. Feet stuff being just like, I don't know, nails, feet. When I was younger, she didn't go anywhere. I have a cousin who was kind of a little shit, sorry. You know who you are. I'm not gonna call you up, but we were just hanging out one day with a group of friends, and we were like, just be careful, there is a nail sticking out of that board, like just walk around it. And she looks at us and looks back and then steps directly on it, full force, foot down, nail right through the foot. And after having to deal with that recently, kind of re-traumatizing myself, I've had foot issues of my own where I just kind of did some at-home foot surgery and then watched this movie, and it just made that scene feel so much more visceral. It is gory, and you literally see this man put his whole fist in his foot, and it is so gross. This is the part where I wanted to talk about the themes, kind of, where you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. Besides being about revenge, there are mystical themes throughout this movie, rebirth and transformation. Jen gets pushed off of a cliff and lands impaled on a tree stump in what is being said a Christ-like pose. She proceeds to light the kindling on the bottom of the tree on fire, and it breaks at its weak point, freeing her. This is to symbolize the phoenix that rises from its own ashes to be reborn. Later, to cauterize the wound, she takes peyote to tolerate the pain and drinks beer with the brand Phoenix Beer on it. Which, guys, that's the part that pissed me off. She cuts away at the stump and cauterizes her skin with the hot aluminum beer can after the imprint of the phoenix is burned onto her body. From this point on, Jen transforms and her revenge begins. I cannot get over the beer can tattoo. I just don't see, I don't know, it doesn't make sense in my, I just make it make sense in my brain. I just can't, I haven't been able to wrap my head around this perfect brand from, like, it's printed on the can. Like, I guess if it would have, like, melted, but, like, that's not, the whole can didn't melt. It's just the words and the phoenix. I just don't make it make sense to me, please. Toward the end of the film, Jen is in the final fight with Richard, who was her boyfriend, and an ad comes on the TV. It seems like a nuisance until you look a bit further. The ad feels like an interruption, but the website shown is www.mysusa.com, which when you pronounce it, it translates roughly to "sorry for the interruption" or "I'm sorry, excuse me." You can hear my Canadian come out, "I'm sorry." But I think that's so funny because it's like the ad is being self-aware of it just being in the middle of what's going on, and I think that's a really clever addition. So I'm just going to wrap this up by giving a full mini plot summary just to kind of wrap up the whole movie, because I didn't actually talk about the full movie. We follow 3 wealthy middle-aged CEOs, all married family men, getting together for their annual hunting game in a desert canyon. It's a way for them to let off steam and affirm their manhood with guns. But this time, one of them has brought their mistress, who quickly arouses the interest of the 2 others. Things get way out of hand when she is assaulted and left for dead in the middle of actual hell. However, Jen is very much alive, and this means the hunting trip turns into a ruthless manhunt. And this is where I'm going to leave you with the notable gore in this movie, because I feel like there is fantastic scenes of amazing gore. So let's cut to that. if you do want to check out this movie, it is on Shudder. Violation from Yesterday is on Shudder. I believe tomorrow's movie is on Shudder. I Saw the Devil from 2010. I had to double check that. A fantastic cat and mouse story that we're going to get into. I loved that one. And then we're going to wrap up. This is a Shudder week, I guess. We're gonna wrap up the month with Mayhem, which is also on Shudder. So I hope that you enjoyed. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We've got lots to unpack. I believe this is one of our first Korean films on, we did Memories of Murder for our podcast. You can check that out, link down below. But I will see you soon, tomorrow, sooner than you think. Sayonara, Spooky fam.